Hey Space Sailors, welcome to the crew. I'm Sailor Janda, and this is my Let's Play of Citizen Sleeper. We are now in the middle of helping out the refugee flotilla, along with finishing off the last few missions of the base game, and advancing pretty quickly towards the end. Okay, now to be fair, this cycle we need to get, the remainder of our mushrooms harvested so that we can get some stabilizer, but otherwise, let's, oh, this is Lem and Mina. I thought this was the yet again thing. There's no answer when you buzz Lem's unit, but the door is open. You push the door and find Mina sitting in the middle of the floor playing with Bun Bun. Hi, Mina. Hi, robot, says Mina sullenly, waving Bun Bun's paw without looking up. Where's Daddy? Mina doesn't respond. She walks Bun Bun across the floor, narrating quietly to herself. You look around the unit. It's a mess. Dishes and glasses on the side, some of Mina's clothes piled up in a corner. Mina's sitting by her bag, which is spilled out across the floor, her drawing slate cracked and dark. Lem, what the hell have you been doing, buddy? You sit down beside Mina and she turns away, taking Bun Bun with her. But after a little while, she turns back and you play together. She insists you both... You both Bun Bun? Both take Bun Bun on a trip away, dragging the stuffed rabbit across counters and surfaces. You've just started to look at fixing Mina's cracked slate when Lem enters. Sleeper, what are you... He pauses and looks from you to Mina and back again. Never mind. He drops a bag by the door and slumps onto the couch. Everything okay? Lem lets out a weak laugh. You forgot the past few cycles now, too? Wish I was so lucky. He looks away at the open door. Look, now's not a good time. What happened? What happened? We messed up, that's what happened. We put our hopes in someone else's stupid scheme. He pinches the bridge of his nose. You understand they never even put us on the list, right? I've been all around the rim looking for work and I've run into more than a few from the crews. It turns out only long-time Havenage members were issued those Celis ID numbers. They never planned to consider us. Havenage says they didn't know that was what they were going to use to make the draw, and who knows, maybe Celis pulled the wool over their eyes. What does it matter? All those hours in the yards for a hand-to-mouth wage and nothing else. Slams his hand down on the sofa. You're giving up? Lem opens his mouth to respond, but stops himself. He looks at the open door again. They're moving the side reel up to the hub now, you know, he says without meeting your eye. That's where it'll depart from. They're bringing in a ship with all their cryo-sleep pioneers and transferring them up there in microgravity before loading the crew. Could sneak aboard. You think they're just gonna let people on board? The security they'll have has to be impossible. He looks over at Mina. Look, we'll be fine. We always have been. I just need a little time. He sighs. We had our hearts set on that trip is all. Mina comes over and climbs into his lap. He smiles. But what if I got you on board, Lem? Well, I missed you these past few cycles. I missed that optimism. Lem strokes Mina's hair. Look, you want to go up to the hub and ask around? Be my guest. I can't get up there with Mina down here, and I'm sure the side reel will bring in a crowd. But be careful, this kind of thing always attracts scammers and thieves. If you find any way on board, you take it. You need help to get there, ask me, but for now, me and Mina here are sticking to the eye. She looks up at him and smiles. Thanks, Lem. No, thank you, Sleeper, for coming by. You stand to leave and Mina grabs your hand, eager to give you one more smile. Then you're out, back in the walkways at the low end, already thinking of plans to make this right. We gotta walk a fine line here, because I don't actually want to leave on this. Kind of sounds like a scam to me still, but Lem should get the chance to have his dream. First, however, I need to harvest. We need more club head caps. Okay. And then maybe grab some more, Okay, did the job. So let's replant straight away. Look at us. Ultra efficient. Mushroom farming. Okay, and then we will hit up the lab and hand in our club heads so we can get some stabilizer. Oh, it's 2 per 1. Yeah, okay, so we have the stabilizer. And then let's go see what's happening down at the hub. Havenage offices, Overlook, further down? It's not clear to me. Here? No. That's a fluxed node, but maybe I need to wait another turn. What are these all about, then? I assume I'm just going to get flux data, and I don't have a clear use for that yet, but how many other flux nodes are there? 1. Doesn't seem like a lot. Well, there aren't really nodes in most of the Greenway. Not until you get up past the green part. Yeah, I only see 1 more fluxed node, so hard to say. Alright, let's check stabilizer. And have a rest. Fiend cat. Alright, is there... Oh, this is the thing now. Okay, hold on, let me check down here first. I still don't see anything. There isn't really anything down here, even on the timer. I don't know what's going on there. Well, even before you enter the office, you can hear the sound of Rabia working the heavy bag. She's hammering it, the chain creaking as it shakes with each hit. She's been like this since... Sabine doesn't finish the sentence. They're sitting on a stool looking at the terminal in the corner, searching through the SNR data you pulled all those cycles ago. She okay? Just angry. We all are. But you have to remember she knew Yannick for a long time. Sabine glances nervously at Rabia. What SNR did. Rabia stops punching, and in the silence you can hear her breathing hard. Sabine looks over at her, and you sense something between them. You realize you haven't seen them together since they tried to kill each other in this same unit. A lot's changed since then. They hooked him up like a puppet. Rabia hits the bag. Rigged that thing in his head so they could control him. Pushed the old Yannick out. I don't know why I let them in. Rabia throws a few more punches. But it's a lesson. Don't let them in. Another flurry. Yet again, shouldn't deal with corporations, and we never will again. She spits. She comes away from the bag. At least Yannick's death has been treated as natural. There's a chance we come back from this, that Yadigan can hold on. But there are opportunists trying to take control. Sabine turns to you. Yes, but now the connection has been broken. I've been looking at removing the trackers from the implants and Yadigan's enforcers. It's a significant job, but I think with time I can do the surgeries. Rabia walks away from the bag towards the far end side of the unit. The surgeries will never happen if Yadigan collapses, she shouts back at Sabine. Clearly this is a well-worn argument in this unit. Is Yadigan going to collapse? I don't think so, no. Rabia doesn't either. They look over at her. At least not when she's calm. What I understand now is that Yadigan could be something if we want it to be. Coming here from SNR, from the core worlds, all I saw was a gang, and with Yannick keeping me on a tight leash. They shudder. Rabia believes, and I want that belief. They look unsure. I also want to be done with SNR, but I doubt they're done with me. I was kind of getting this vibe. I hope you're right. Me too, they smile. I've been wanting to say, Sabine begins nervously. I'm sorry that I didn't tell you where I came from. I know I've apologized before, but I want to again. They pause. Properly. When I leaked the data on the sleeper program, it was to try to help people. Like you. They grit their teeth. But after all the cycles here, being pushed around, pushed down, pushed around, trying to survive, all that got away from me. So when you turned up, they sigh, it shook me up. And you're still running a free clinic for the poor. I mean, you weren't that bad. They run a hand through their hair. But I ended up here, so they look at Rabia. Oh, of course. They reach into a hand pocket and take out a handful of vials. These are the last of the case. You can have them. They drop them into your hands. After these last few, I don't know what we can do. With the SNARP connection broken, they look down. But I know there are other ways, repairs, other pharmaceuticals. I haven't heard there's some labs out on the Greenway. Maybe they can help? They meet your eye. I'm sorry I can't do more. Well, thank you for everything. They look away, their eyes bright with tears. Rabia crosses back to you both and sits beside Sabine. They look at each other and you can't help but smile at the idea of them together. What are you two plotting? Rabia grins. Sabine laughs and sounds a welcome one. You watch the two of them teasing each other and smile. Later, when you leave, you take that handful of vials out of your pocket and look at them. You can still feel that core of anger deep down inside, and you don't know if it will ever leave. But SNARP doesn't own you anymore. They can't. It means this place, and these people, own you. They are what makes you get up every cycle. They are what keeps you breathing. You put the vials away and walk through the low end, your senses tuned to every sight, every smell, and every sound. Soaking it all in. Living. 3 vials, huh? That maybe is a trap we were lucky to avoid, because if you had, for whatever reason, decided to... I can't remember when exactly you unlocked that, but I think you could have rushed down that quite a bit earlier. Quite a bit earlier, I think, yeah. And if you had done so before... If you had rushed down that before you got the facility over in the Greenway, then you could have just eventually died. I mean, 3 stabilizer would give you some time to do it, but if you did it early enough, you could have been in trouble. This is not actually very useful to me. Condition has pretty much never gotten anywhere near breaking, and I doubt it's going to now. Yeah, let's just hold on to the points. Okay, I feel like there's supposed to be something down here, but there's not. Not anything. Nothing there either. Nothing here. Yeah, I don't really think... I don't know what all that Lem was talking about was then, though. Oh, wait. Up here. Oh, duh. This is the hub. Yeah, there she is. Sidereal's dock, okay. Sidereal's being loaded and prepped among all the commotion. Is it possible to find a way on board? Evidence suggests yes. What happens if it's negative? You hope against hope that there's a chink in the Sidereal Horizon's fast armor. Hold on, let me eat, and then I'll try this. The only negative is... Whoa. The only negative outcome is that I could lose energy, which... is only a problem if I have no energy. I'm not gonna leave this way. If I do leave, it'll be with the bounty hunter, but try to get Lem away out. You ask a few of the off-duty workers about schedules and systems, and get a few useful tips. That's nice. That'll probably do it, huh? You watch the loading crews going back and forth, noting their paths and entryways. Could this work? Quite the achievement, isn't she? Sendre Celis must be proud. You recognize the resonating voice of Castor immediately and turn to see him, hooded and tucked into the shadows near the viewing platform. Haven't seen him in a while. Castor, I see you remember our game. Good. He looks around, but the platform is clear. I'm afraid you'll have to wait for a rematch. Microgravity makes Tavla a little difficult. He smiles broadly. Castor walks out to stand beside you on the platform. The telltale clunk of magnetic boots accompanies his soul crossing. He notices you looking at them. I don't much like it up here, he explains. I hear there was some trouble at the Havenage shipyard when they announced the results of the crew lottery. Yeah, they screwed us. I know, he sighs, beating your eye. An ugly business. Celis are too used to the way things work in the core. Exploitation is the only logic they know. He gestures out at the Sidereal. You know why they built this monstrosity on the Eye? I would kind of guess it... Well, it could be both of these things pretty easily. I'm guessing our wages are probably lower than in the core, although maybe not, because it sounds like the core's proper corporate hellscape in many ways, but... Whereas this place is at least ostensibly free, but probably not very high income. Which one? Which one? But it could also be control if they wanted to stay away from rival corporations, etc. I would have to guess money. That was a part, perhaps, but there are cheaper shipyards. Okay, it was control. He stares at the pristine yellow hull. Silas built it here, says Castor gravely, because they didn't want anyone to know it exists. He rubs his forehead. And secrecy is something I cannot abide. He turns to face you. There are people being loaded onto that ship as we speak. Sleeping people, locked in cryosleep like the person you were emulated from. There are hundreds of them, and Celis wants to send them out to a planet at the edge of the settled systems without anyone knowing where it is. But you, Sleeper, can do something about that. You're like me, you deal with data. You can read it right out of the air. Someone like you on that ship, secrecy isn't a problem. You can ping back whatever I need whenever I need it, as long as you're on board. With you on the Sidereal, and with some minor modifications, he pauses, you can be my eyes and ears. I will keep track of Celis's grand project through you. Oh, I'm gonna have to turn this offer down, Castor. I have no intention of leaving on the Sidereal. In short, says Castor, stretching, I can get you aboard, Sleeper, but I'm gonna need you to help me. And if I disagree, then I doubt you will find a way onto that ship out there. Fuck. I'm not going. Then no one is going. If you help us, we can make allowances for your friend Lem, too, make sure they're assigned a winning ID. But if you don't go, then the deal is off. Castor clunks closer to the window, watching the tugs wheeling around the Sidereal. It's a simple offer, and the only one that will get you on that ship. Please consider it. He turns back, silhouetted against the ship. But to make it happen, I need your assistance, as I said. There's a Celis Foundation ship docked in the now empty shipyard. I need the data from its servers. They'll allow me to produce the IDs necessary for your transit. Castor looks over his glasses at you. Celis aren't stupid, though. The ship is totally isolated from the station. You'll need to get on board if you want access to their air-walled servers. Once you have the data, meet me at your friend's unit so we can give him the good news. He smiles. I noticed its importance to you, and the little one. So cute. You don't extract the data before the Sidereal Horizon leaves the hub, then I will get the message. We have other options, but you are certainly my preferred one. But be sure when you act, Sleeper. Once you take the data from Celis, you'll set off a series of events that will likely be hard for you to untangle yourself from. Either way, I recommend you stop asking around up here. You're bringing a lot of attention to yourself. Castor glances around as if to emphasize his point. There are only a handful of cycles until departure, Sleeper. Make your decision. That Castor marches back off the platform, the sound of his mag boots fading away, leaving you to contemplate the Sidereal Horizon and the part it may play in your future. Damn. Several cycles, the Sidereal Horizon will set off out, and you will either be on board or not. Hey, where am I even going to get this Celis data? I thought it was here, but it's not, seemingly. I'm gonna have to turn that deal down anyway. It's not. It sounds like there was a pretty clear warning that if I take the deal, I'm not gonna be able to back out, which is what I would prefer to do, is take the deal and try to screw Castor, but that's probably a very dangerous move. Oh, here's the Celis ship. Infiltrating it wouldn't be too hard. Although that dice is not going to cut it, but overall it wouldn't be too hard. Oh, where else is there an active scene? Oh, you know what? Probably all the way over on, over here. They might have finished their data analysis. Yep. Have you heard of CAN channels? K-A-N channels, Sleeper? Peek asks as soon as you enter the bay, as if you're in the middle of a conversation. There are heavy circles under their eyes, and you aren't sure if they've moved since you last visited. The console they're working at seems to have grown, too, shadowing their slight frame in a wealth of screens and wires. No. Pig turns to face you. Kiamani's active negation. The name of the effect used to transport trillions of tons of materials from the circuit systems to the core. You might have heard of it in your physics classes. At XPR, they hammered the principles into us as kids. KAN. Peak recites the definition as if in the classroom. A process of collapsing spatial causality along the Euclidean distance between 2 points by negating mass simultaneously at both ends of a geodesic curve. Essentially, CAN channels allow for the near-instantaneous transport of raw materials between systems. They require huge volumes of energy, of course, and decades of construction, but once a CAN channel is established, it opens up a system for infinite exploitation. The backbone of surrogacy is what XPR called them. Peak shakes their head. They might not be able to send anything more complex than a rock through them. Complex machines and people are, shall we say, reconfigured by the process. But for raw, molecularly pure materials, Peak flicks a hand. Whoosh! Where's this going? Peak pauses. What I was trying to figure out was whether the Helion system, this system, ever had a CAN channel. CAN channels are vastly expensive to build, to run. Not every circuit system has one. Many use fraction drive ships to transport their materials to the nearest hub. But Solheim, Peak smiles, Solheim spared no expense when they established this system. So there's a CAN channel. Yep, Peak's eyes light up. They shut it down before the collapse. They couldn't run the center receiver station anymore, but it was there. It still is, as far as I can tell, closely orbiting our star. In fact, Peak grins, they've been building to this. I'm sure it's still there, because one of the issues with CAN channels are the massive waves of exotic energy they can produce when cycling up. The flux, then. Exactly. Peak's face suddenly drops. Someone is starting up the channel. Why? Peak sucks in a breath. That, I don't know. They start counting off information on their fingers. Actually, just taking guesses, I don't know, because their first thought was like invasion fleet or something, but they said explicitly that more complex things get reconfigured, so I'm thinking not invasion fleet. But what would the point of somebody be to send us a bunch of materials? And if they were taking the materials from this system, then they would need to have a big operation in this system, so... Okay, continue. They'd need a lot of resources to do it, and they'd need to have people from the core systems, but there's no real large-scale extraction in the Helion system anymore, so why would you go to the trouble? Just to trigger the flux to wipe us out, maybe? Peak rubs their red eyes. The flux, the wave the KAN effect produces, is a side effect, a problematic one, but it isn't a destructive force. If it was, the core systems would have never been able to use it. So then why are colonies collapsing because of it? Why is it chewing through systems, the kind of industrial systems set up to function within the range of a once-active CAN channel? Peak's getting frustrated. The moons of Ember have been terraforming since before the collapse. They would have had to deal with the flux. Yet everything we've heard from the refugees says it brought down every system they had. Peak falls quiet, thinking it all through. Your mind drifts too, thinking of the CAN channels, those vast acausal highways that prop up the core systems and their endless appetite for resources. I mean, it's probably a corporation screwing us somehow, but it could also be like the transmitter's just failing after decades of no maintenance or something. The system's been quiet for decades. Solheim collapsed, most corporations gave up their claims, and apart from the Celeste ships that came to begin work on the Sidereal Horizon, no one from the core has come here in all that time. You shiver as you imagine the attention of the core, the systems of logic and exploitation that created your suffering, turning towards the Helion system. A floodlight turned to this dark corner. A shrill bleep catches both of your attention, and Peak rushes to a screen, one showing a crude map of the station. On it, individual markers begin to flare up with insistent chirps. Peak looks puzzled for a moment, and then their face drops. No. They lean in close. This doesn't make any sense. What's happening? The flux nodes are appearing elsewhere on the station. Peak pulls at their hair. I set this system to alert me to other flux nodes near the epicenter of the flux vent, but these are everywhere. The hub, the low end, the shipyard. How could this happen? The only reason we saw flux nodes here is because it's in the most run-down part of the station. They were barely shielded. But others appearing? So far after the event? Peak turns to you. You're gonna need to get me for the data from those nodes, and quickly. I'll keep looking at what I have here, but I need to know why they're popping up everywhere. Right now? Right now. We can talk more about CAN channels and system history when you're back, but this needs our attention right now. Vicky turns quickly back to the monitor, their eyes following scrolling screens of code spewing from the newly fluxed nodes. You leave quickly, but struggle to shake the image of the spotlight from your mind. You feel watched as you cross back into the pilgrim seat on your way to a shuttle bay. You hurry onward, eager to outrun the fear. Okay, despite that, there's not actually any timer on here. I found one that had flux data already, which was odd in itself. But I'm assuming there's more now. Not here, there's not, but over on the other side, I guess. Well, we'll take a look in the morning, because we need to sleep first. So what am I doing with regard to this? Damn, I hate to say it, but I think I'm ignoring it, right? I mean, if I hack this, or whatever, if I I don't know. We're gonna... Oh. Stream crash. That's still okay. Problem is, if I do this, I might be stuck into leaving with them, which I definitely don't want to do, especially because I only have one save slot. And I don't think there's a way to save in any others. It's just how it is, which is hardcore, and I kind of like it, but it's terrifying. Oh, what the hell? You fence the guards to help you look for your ID inside the ship before you remember you left it at home. Okay. The winding corridors are overwhelming. You come away with some more detail, but many questions. You note down shift changes, security keys, camera positions. Possible route starts to emerge in your mind. You're in. Maybe if you do this right, you might be able to pull something more than just IDs. You find the data, but sitting right beside it there is a cache of cryo. You take both. Too easy. A53 cryo, not bad. That covers our expenses for a while. That's that. Now what? I hand this to Caster? No, actually, where do I take it? Oh, Lemon Mina, right? When you arrive at Lemon Mina's unit, Caster's already waiting outside, leaning beside the door. Forgive me, Sleeper, but Celis is already buzzing with news of the breach. I was expecting you. I don't like you tracking me. That is unfortunate, Sleeper, because that is exactly what I will be doing for the foreseeable future. Caster reaches into a pocket and produces a sleek green and white hand terminal. The data, please. What is that? Something I acquired from Celis while you were busy on that ship. Caster pushes up his glasses. I haven't been waiting for you the entire time. You hand over a drive with the data, and Caster fishes around for a converter cable to hook it up. He slots it into the terminal, and after some whirring, a set of 2 transparent films marked with numeric sequences are produced. 2 tickets to an uncertain future. Caster smiles to himself. The child will go with Lem, of course. He pockets them. These are yours, but first, he holds out a white cube, your side of the deal. What is it? Something to help us make use of you. passes you the square, and you rest it in your palm, a small, white, perfect cube. Suddenly you feel a sharp pain and flinch. The cube jumps from your hand and rattles along the walkway. You look at Castor apologetically. Castor smiles. Not to worry, it's done its job. Now it's for you to do yours. You look down and see a tiny pinprick in the center of your palm. Nothing sinister. Castor puts the terminal away. This way we can keep track of you and the Sidereal Horizon. You know, whatever you need to do, man. Excellent. Castor hands you the transparent films, and you see shimmering portraits of you and Lem flickering beneath the surface. Go. Give him the good news. And he reaches across and buzzes the unit. Lem slides open the door, half-dressed in his gear. Sleeper, what brings you up here? Come in. He beckons you inside. You look to the side expecting to see Castor, but the wall's empty. The unit's cleaner, better organized than last time. Lem sits at the thin bar and gestures for you to sit. Mina's with some of the local kids. Someone started doing lessons down the way. She seems to like it. You sit at the bar. What's up, Sleeper? Well, I got some news, Lem. Out with it, then. Lem laughs. I'm gonna give him the IDs. If it ends up making me leave, it's probably not the worst. But I really want to see the end of the refugee thing, too. But I have Silas IDs for us. You have? Lem freezes. How? He blinks rapidly, as if to wipe you from his vision. Does that mean... Yep. Lem stands up and paces around the unit. We have to pack. He starts laughing. Holy shit, we have to pack. He turns back to you, smiling. How the hell did you swing this, Sleeper? You made a deal. What a deal. Color me impressed. You show him the ID films and he whistles at the portraits. Impressive stuff. He pats you on the shoulder. You should stay until Mina gets home. We can tell her together. Sure. The buzzer goes. That'll be her. Lem gets up and opens the door, and Mina, bundle of energy and life, rushes into the room. Robot! She shouts. Lem picks her up. Mina, you won't believe what they brought us. You flash her the passes, and she looks confused. We're going away after all, Meanie. He lifts her up above her head on that big, beautiful ship. Mina screams, and Lem laughs. He puts Mina down, and she runs over to you and hugs your legs. I love you, Robot, she says quietly, so only you can hear. I love you too, Mina. And a while later, when you leave, you don't even think to check for Castor by the door until it's too late. You stop and turn halfway down the walkway, but there's nothing there. Even the little white cube is gone. So you keep walking, back through the low end, deep in thought, excited and scared all at once. Achievement, the running game. Do whatever it takes to get that ticket. I don't know. I feel pretty committed to leaving, but I am gonna do everything possible still not to. Okay, here's another node. I don't have... Well, I can... Okay. There's two. I kind of know about those already. Where else is there a flux node? Oh, the hub, maybe? I keep forgetting it exists. Yep. These are actually already available. Whatever. Let's have a rest. Thanks for watching, Space Sailors. Hope you enjoyed. New episodes will be up every other day, or you can watch live on Twitch. If you did enjoy, consider leaving a like or subscribing. And have a nice day, Space Sailors. This is Sea Lord Janda, signing off.